You can collect dung. Okay, I'm back. I had to restart my computer because sometimes the USB ports are like, nah, this is too
Like,
much.
Let me see if I can. You put this in the the drive, right? Um,
like I really genuinely thought that was a goof from
No.
no,
that
it is a
one
legitimate job.
special.
I mean, that was
Totally.
also like an actual job in medieval Germany.
Let
Well,
me see
yeah.
if I can find this. Let me see if I can find.
Well, okay, but an also actual job in medieval Germany was to travel from town to town, beating yourself in public and also accidentally spreading the plague.
Yeah, that's the flagellant profession.
Hi, Gino.
Hello.
Hi,
Oh,
Gino.
hey, now we can't have fun anymore.
Hi, Gino. My stream crashed and I had to restart.
All right,
Oh, no.
let me go.
Because the Elgato, sometimes the Elgato's like, nah.
That's true.
Okay, so careers. Let me go through this. Agitator, apprentice wizard, bailiff, barber surgeon,
Hold up.
boatman. Yep.
Sorry. Barber and surgeon are the
Yes.
same.
Yep.
Back in the day, barbers used to actually perform surgery. That's the reason why the spinning thing in the front of a barber's house has blue, white, and red. The color signified that you were capable of performing basic barbery services, as well as the white and the red would signify that you have sharp knives that can cut things off that people need to
You
have
could do
cut off.
bloodletting.
Yeah, bloodletting, basically.
Okay, continue.
Boatman, bodyguard, bone picker, bounty hunter, burger.
What is this? Wait a second.
This
What
is
is?
Warhammer Fantasy?
Oh.
Burger spelled in Burgher.
So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a middle-class townsperson.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like
God.
a merchant or whatever.
So like
Camp
Burgermeister,
follower.
Meisterburger.
Yes.
Charcoal burner,
I might need to use a
Coachman.
different controller.
entertainer, envoy,
Dancer.
Estallion distro,
Hard.
ferryman,
Dragoon.
field warden, fisherman,
Iron.
grave robber, hedge wizard, hunter.
Hedge wizard is different than apprentice wizard.
Yes.
Hedge wizards are magically talented people with no formal magical training, whereas an
Basically,
apprentice
hedge wizard
have-
means you're an underground wizard.
yeah,
And-
unsanctioned magic. Hunter, initiate, jailer, Kislev Kosar, Kithbran
What'd
warrior,
you call me?
marine, mercenary, messenger, militiaman, miner, noble, Norse berserker, outlaw.
Are these
Outrider.
all from just the one book?
No, this is from the
Second edition.
this is from the career compendium.
Yeah.
So some of these
As-
are like,
Some of these are advanced classes you can't start with.
and some of these are from like source books.
Okay,
Okay,
pit
that makes
fighter.
Because I imagine a Norse
Protagonist.
berserker is probably a little bit better than say a bone.
Rat catcher.
Yeah, but which
Warden.
one is better at picking bones, huh?
Rogue.
It's a
Rune
living.
bearer. Scribe. Seaman. Servant. Shield breaker.
I literally just
Smuggler.
came in here to tell UZP that the Kings were up
Yeah, I know.
a ton on Memphis, and to give you that good news.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed, but all I wanted to tell you is
Good night,
that they
Gino.
scored many points.
Soldier. Squire. Student.
Bye.
Thief.
Enjoy your jobs. Bye.
Thug.
God damn it.
Tollkeeper. Tomb robber. So not
love
like
Tomb Robber.
Raider. Tradesman, troll slayer, vagabond, valet, watchman, woodsman, zealot.
Larry Kraft,
we
Tomb
done?
Robber.
Nope. And now we got to do the advanced careers.
Oh boy.
Anointed priest, artisan, assassin, captain, cat burglar, Can you imagine using your advanced character class upgrade and then becoming a cat burglar?
Yeah.
Champion, Charlatan, Courtier, Crime Lord, Demon Slayer, Demigod, Duelist, Engineer, Explorer, Fence, Flagellant, Friar, Ghost Strider, Giant Slayer, Guildmaster, Herald, High Priest, Highwayman, Innkeeper, Interrogator, Journeyman Wizard, Judicial Champion, Knight, Knight of the Inner Circle, Master Thief, Master Wizard, Mate, Pirate, basically, Merchant, Minstrel, Navigator, Noble Lord, Outlaw Chief, Physician, Pistolier, Politician, Priest, Racketeer, Scholar, Scout, Sea Captain, Sergeant, Spy, Steward, Targeteer, Vampire Hunter, Veteran, Witch Hunter, Wizard Lord. And those are the advanced classes. Sanic.
Sanic.
Save me, Sanic.
What job is Sonic?
Sonic is definitely...
A dung collector?
No, he's a momentum. So what's a quick hitting fast dude?
I mean, Kislev Kossar.
Yeah, probably a Kossar.
Oh, man, I wish... You know, I bet we will get a, I bet we will get Chaos Dwarfs within, let's say, the next 2 months.
Yeah.
But I do wish that, like, they would make the human factions in 3 less boring.
Or just... I've said this before. Order Tide sucks! Everything that's Order in the current Warhammer campaign just is fucking the boringest shit. It sucks.
Yeah, Bretonnia is real boring.
I know, it breaks my heart. I just want to take some horsemen and charge into the battle.
Ugh.
Just want to see Leon Leoncoeur just destroy people by just...
Leoncoeur, yes.
Leon Leoncoeur.
That's... Amelie...
Leon Leoncoeur. That's his name.
No, it's Luan Leoncoeur.
Lon Chaney?
I have the blood of Jean.
The lady.
For the lady.
Even though the lady turned out to be an elf.
Yeah. For strength and order. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, no, like, you know, hey, I think the Empire is in a weird place, especially if you're playing as Karl Franz, and especially if you're playing as Gelt.
Oh yeah, Gelt's campaign is utterly fucked.
So right now, Gelt's short campaign victory is literally just beat Vlad.
Problem is that he has none of the tools to make that happen.
He's not as good as Karl Franz.
Yeah, like my biggest thing that I've always talked about is Karl Franz can immediately siege a city that you can just EXP farm or just immediately occupy, whereas Gelt takes 2 turns to do that, or the settlement that he goes towards is immediately besieged by vampires. Like, almost immediately.
Vlad will declare war on you within, let's say...
South of 20.
Yeah, the first 20 turns. Especially if you're trying to get Averland.
And it's really weird because in 3, they clearly played around with Manfred's aggression to where he's less aggressive against the Golden Order. But for a variety of reasons...
You can, as Vlad, you can definitely, like, go through the route of befriending the Empire.
I don't
Like,
know
he
how many
has
times
tech
I've
trees.
played a non-old world faction, like a new world faction, and then I'm just looking at it, it's like, oh shit, fucking the Golden Order like lost 1 or 2 elector counts, and they're just screwed. Like, by turn 25.
And that's why losing your first elector count no longer gives you a huge penalty. Because
Still-
Festus is going to take Midland immediately.
I mean,
or
I'm glad they did that just because they've stacked the deck so against Order factions that you can't have those penalties anymore, really.
Yep. But, you know,
I think that was
it seems like something
intent.
they will eventually rework.
Boy, I hope.
Surprise.
I
No.
really hope.
Don't say I hope, because here's the... They have... As long as the game does not, you know, pull a 3 kingdoms, as
they
long
just
as
give
the
up after some
numbers...
point.
Yeah, and just get abandoned. Because they've
I'm just-
literally abandoned 3 kingdoms.
Yeah.
Which is a
I'm
shame.
just gonna point out that I feel like approximately almost 1 year after the release of 2, we had more content and
Yeah,
DLC than.
because they didn't have to unfuck it.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
That's, like, I am more understanding about the rollout of content for 3, given how much ground they had to make up.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Why did Total War launch like that? I mean, part of it is just Sega probably told them they had to.
Sounds like developing a massive campaign like that during the pandemic was not easy.
And then the other thing is, yeah, like, guess what? Trying to integrate code base from 3 separate games, seems hard.
It did not help that they overpromised what they would deliver upon in the launch version.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the launch, that game, I think the actual fundamental problem is the Realm of Chaos campaign is bad. Like, you play it once and you're like, this is fine. I don't want to play this again.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I
Like,
it.
fundamentally, they should
Get
they-
rid of it,
not get rid of it.
but, like, seriously retool it or do something.
Either
You know what it
retool
reminds
it-
me of? It reminds me of the Beastmen faction mechanics before they reworked Beastmen. It just feels so, like the rune system for Warriors of Chaos. It's so one-dimensional, and it's like, I've solved these runes so many times that I have memorized how to solve them. This is dumb.
I think, I just think those survival, the main team, that's the other thing, is, 2 separate, like, the team that turned Total Warhammer 2 into what it was by the end of that game's lifespan is not the team that was working on 3 initially, right?
Or, I would say that I think that's base team, main team,
Yeah, main team
Creative
versus
Assembly's Achilles
DLC
heel,
team.
which is they've always had this weird problem of they move from projects way faster than they should.
Oh yeah, because it's an annual franchise, and maybe Total War shouldn't be an annual franchise.
RTSs don't really work
Total War does.
I don't know. Of the games that I'm playing that did not launch in a good state, I have more confidence in that one than other games.
Oh yeah, and also they made good.
Yeah.
Like,
So let's
the griping I have about that game is only a handful of factions.
talk about the other thing I wanted to talk to you about. I think BioWare's not going to survive this console generation.
I've been saying that for the past 2 years, ever since Anthem
So anyways,
bombed.
for those that didn't catch it, the person that's working on the current Dragon Age game...
One of the narrative
left-
leads.
Yeah. Now, admittedly, as I pointed out, this is the guy who wrote the script for Mass Effect Andromeda. So, not exactly shedding tears over this, but it certainly does not bode well that someone who has been working at the company and took up the reins after Casey Hudson left, has left a project that has been cursed, completely and totally cursed.
I mean, WWK, they do that. Like, the DLC for Total War Warhammer 2, like, had an insane attach rate, apparently. Because, you know, the thing with DLC is most people aren't going to come back to a game and buy DLC. With, like, exceptions. And one of those exceptions is the Total War games.
And Civilization.
Yeah.
The Civilization, and you know what? The Paradox community.
Yeah,
Because
like...
the Paradox community will complain till the end of time, till their face turns blue about how they hate the DLC that Paradox makes them buy, but they always fucking buy it.
It's true.
I'm the Paradox.
It's true. Someone
it's very
gifted me the
funny
Toxoid species pack.
Whenever Paradox does a new DLC package and it completely fundamentally changes how you play the game, and yet, Paradox fans still buy that shit.
Yeah.
Can I start over?
Yeah, so I think in the case of Total War, I think they came to realize that people aren't necessarily like they have created a new fan base that is not necessarily general Total War fans. It's fans of Total War Warhammer. Because it's the best one. Like, don't get me wrong, Three Kingdoms is, like,
Fine.
really slick.
It has the best diplomacy system that Creative Assembly has ever made.
Yeah. And, you know, you can do fucking proxy wars. And you can hire the Bandit
Which you
Queen.
still can't do in fucking Warhammer 3.
Nope. But it's also
Oh my
not...
God.
I would say they're not trying to do that. Because it's Warhammer. It ain't the romance of the Three Kingdoms.
You know, my problem though with that is like, it's like, hey, high elves, I'm a dwarf. I'm clearly being invaded and dealing with some shit because of Festus or fucking Slanesh. Help out. Help a bro out. And they're like, I don't fucking like you.
I hate you because you're an elf. And you're like, yeah, I understand.
I understand,
I also
but
hate
also,
elves.
It's like, if I die, fucking, he's coming for you next.
Is Total War 40k a thing that could happen? Maybe. The thing about 40k in general as, like, a setting, though, is it's a lot more small squad stuff.
Which is what they tried to do with Dawn of War 3. And it sucked shit.
Yeah, like, the Dawn of War games are more the scale of 40k, where it's, like, smaller scale RTS.
Not that first game.
Yeah, that first game is still way smaller scale than, like, a StarCraft. Dawn of War 1 is still, like, you have a pretty hard unit cap.
Yeah. I mean, that
You
was
can
an
only
RTS
build
when,
so many tanks.
Yeah. Also, that was definitely borrowing from
Warcraft
the Age
3.
of Empire style, or the Warcraft style.
I think, for me, the biggest issue in my mind with Total War 40k is Space Marines.
Yeah. What?
Because
Yeah, like the universe by default is not balanced.
Well, no, it's not a balance issue, it's a lore issue. Unless a chapter is not compliant with the codex, there are only ever 1,000 Space Marines in a chapter. Which means you can field one army in a Total War game.
Yeah, so I think you would have to mess with the scale, and you'd also have to mess with the way Total War moves, because the furthest Total War has ever gone technologically is like matchlock or flintlock guns. Like, I think Fall of the Samurai or Napoleon is technically...
Napoleon's probably it.
Fall of the Samurai, I believe, because that's the 1850s.
Wait, you're right, that's post-Civil War stuff, yeah. Here's the deal, though. I think even though Creative Assembly has a weird relationship with its fan base, because its fan base kind of is incredibly toxic and annoying, and
entitled.
I wouldn't blame them. I wouldn't blame them for ignoring them. However, the Total War historical community has been begging for something.
Their Medieval 3 is going to be this year's game.
Well, they haven't still announced it officially, but it's so obvious that the next game is Medieval 3 that I think the DLC team just sticks with Warhammer 3 for, like, until the next Blue Moon, and that could be anywhere between 3 to 4 years, or possibly more. Oh, that looks cool. Shock the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Fell to your death.
Yeah. Because I should have jumped.
But anyways, yeah, how do you translate the fascism in 40K?
The same way you translate the fascism in every 40K thing, where it's like, you wink and you nod, and you're like, oh, look at them. They're all like, for the Emperor!
I wonder if that's going to come up in the Henry Cavill show.
Yeah, it won't.
No.
Because if there's a company that I wouldn't trust for messaging on anything, it's Games Workshop. The masters in class of shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
For literal decades. Fuck you, Sonic.
Why did that happen?
Because it turned around right as I jumped.
Game seems
No, it's fine. It's better than the 360
I'm
one.
taking psychic damage watching you play this.
It's better than the... Oh, that sounds...
Listen, I paid $15 for this. I'm legally obligated... No, I paid $20 for this, if you count shipping.
How does that feel? How does that make you feel?
Nothing. It makes me feel nothing.
I can relate to that.
Because here's the thing. Sonic. He go fast. There. That's the thing.
What is this game? Well, hold on, actually, question, because all of a sudden I can't remember. What is this game called in North
This is Sonic Unleashed.
Oh.
The fans colloquially refer to this one as Sonic Unleashed. Because that's funny.
I was sitting here like, I know this is a warehouse, but I know that's not the
Sonic, yes, Sonic, I'm using the triggers of the GameCube controller. That's what the clicky-clack is. Because instead of doing a square, square, triangle, you just waggle. But you can use a GameCube controller, so you can simulate the waggling by using the triggers.
Kay said I was talking about the fan base.
Oh yeah, no, the Warhammer fan base is its own fucking weirdo.
Let me tell you, I feel blessed every day that the group of people I play with are.
That's hard to come by, they say.
There are definitely cons, right? there are definitely some folks back in my hometown in California who use Warhammer stuff, and they are not.
They have strong... They're like, actually, the Imperium of Man is fucking awesome. And you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Like, yeah, no, like, I could disprove the Imperium of Man is... I could disprove
Yeah, they
that.
worship a corpse
One
on a
word.
gilded throne, and they, are...
How do you read any of the books that describe what it's like to live in a hive city and say, yo, fucking sign me the fuck
Because
up?
everyone thinks they're the badass commissar space marine and not the Imperial Guardsman being forced to charge into a horde of Tyranids.
Listen, if I lived in a hive city, I know exactly what my job would be. It would be what I already do. I would give food samples to people who make way more money than me, and I would die when I was 35.
The difference is they'll, in the world of 40k, they'd lobotomize you first and turn you into a robot person.
Absolutely. No, like, I didn't really talk to these people back home because, like, I didn't want to have to...
Because they gave off vibes.
Yeah, I didn't want to have to sit there and argue with them, but, like, I can point at one thing and be like, yeah, the Imperium of Man is the bad
They're not
guy.
the good guys.
Like, if you can make all these deep arguments or undeep arguments you want, but all I gotta do is say, have you ever seen Eversor Assassin? Good people don't make those.
And what did the Chaos Marines ever do other than maybe start a sex cult that went too far?
Nah, that's the Eldar. Excuse me, the Craft World Eldari.
God, this camera.
Yeah. Hey, you know... It's fine.
Do you have to hold X to
I
stay attached?
do have to hold X.
No, really?
And that's one of the reasons why I've fallen off multiple times, is because I've accidentally let go of X.
So does letting go drop, or does letting go jump?
Letting go makes you move in the direction the momentum's going.
Oh, so you are playing a physics puzzle.
Yeah, and don't worry, it's once again, it's better than the way it plays on 360. Yeah, or the 1,000 psychers who are sacrificed once again to the Corpse Emperor.
You know, God forbid you test as a Delta level psycher. You know, sure, you can't do anything. You're not useful in any way.
You're not
but
useful for the fascists.
You're not yet, but you know, they'll feed you to a dead guy on a toilet.
That
Excuse me, it's a
perspective,
very nice
when you
photo.
had to jump forward onto this platform right now where you're punching people was awful.
It's fine. Look, I did it. I am the Sanic.
How do you like that, huh?
Yeah, but yeah, the fascism. I don't know. It's like those fucking Twitter. It's like the extrapolation of those fucking Twitter accounts that are like, you know, things used to be a lot better in the olden times. Remember when powerful white men owned property and everyone else was subservient to them? Excuse me, that's the subtext. Look at this statue! The TikTokers of today could never make statue! Look at man on horse! Young people today not on horse! Welcome to my imitation of weirdos who are like... These are the same people who also have like very strong opinions about medieval horse shit.
Yeah, are these the people who are like telling me about the historical accuracy of weapons in movies and television shows?
Yes, these are the same people who care a lot about Napoleonic firearms.
Or will tell you why the castle design in a film is bad?
Have I ever told you about how I had a roommate who saw the Will Smith film Gemini Man?
Mm-hmm.
You know, a beloved classic. and his takeaway from it was the physics were unrealistic. And I'm like, okay, that's not the part where there were two Will Smiths.
That's not the part where there were two.
This is the same person who refused to read Lord of the Rings because it didn't have a hard magic system.
It has a hard magic system. The system is Gandalf can do magic, everyone else can get fucked.
No, but how can I quantify... How can I... If I can't quantify how powerful Gandalf is, how can I win arguments with my other Brandon Sanderson fans? Which, by the way, apparently those books are shipping. The first book is shipping. So at some point I will get a hardcover of the books I paid too much money for from that Kickstarter.
See, the funny thing is that...
Brandon Sanderson is the kid of the guy who wrote The Wheel of Time, right?
No. He finished The Wheel of Time.
Is that not his dad's books?
No.
Who wrote Wheel of Time?
Robert Jordan.
But Brandon Sanderson does have the reputation of being the guy if you die before you complete your fantasy
Because he finished The Wheel of Time. And hey, you know what? He did as good a job as one could expect. Apparently, he did not get along with Harriet McDougal, who was Jordan's widow and editor. Yes. Because she's Robert Jordan's widow and editor.
No, I mean, besides her, that name rings...
Did I watch the Wheel of Time show?
Yes.
Oh boy, I watched the first half of the first episode and said, good.
You can really tell where Amazon's priorities were.
Listen, Amazon is too busy sinking $1 billion fucking into
The Lord of the Rings.
that Lord of the Rings show that looks amazing and also I have no strong opinions on.
Dougal is the name of the dog from the animated
the dog movie that has Whoopi Goldberg and Jon Stewart.
What?
Yeah, that's like, there's like an animated movie from 2008 or so.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the whole
I remember
movie
this.
is like one massive shit post.
Uh-huh.
And the main character is a dog named Dougal, and they make fun of a bunch of other movies. Like, there's a whole, like, bit that goes on for, like, 8 solid minutes that's just a Matrix reference.
Yep.
Yeah, that checks out.
Where a stoner rabbit does karate against skeletons.
What? Okay.
Yeah. Also, I will never forget when Jon Stewart is interviewing someone. He's like, "So, what do you think of your movie?" He's like, "Well, I think it's good. We made some cuts here and there." And Jon Stewart's like, "Wow, you told me way more than you should have." And he's like, "Well, don't worry. I was in Dougal. I think your movie's gonna gross more than mine."
Hey, remember when Jon Stewart made that movie that's like, actually both parties are trying to manipulate hard-working, God-fearing Americans? Where it's like, the idea is it's like a swing district. Do you know what I'm talking about? It came out recently. And by that I mean it came out, let's say, around 2016, 2017, 2018.
Sorry, I only watch
Anime.
I only watch good movies and bad children's cartoons. Well,
So you love Clone Wars. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
I'm telling him you said that. I'm telling him.
No, it's good, except if you ignore all of the episodes that are terrible.
Brayden is implying that Clone Wars is bad. What?
Did you literally just snitch on him?
Yeah, do you want to know what M said?
What? She's gonna
It isn't
stab
very
the shit
good.
out of him?
it isn't very good.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, I'll fucking...
Listen, I'm not saying there aren't there aren't decent storylines in Star Wars Clone Wars. I'm just saying that show's reputation is overblown by people who have never bothered to watch another television show in their lives.
No, listen, I got no stake in this. I have watched 2 whole episodes of Clone Wars.
I really like Clone Wars almost as much as M, but I would just say there really is that weird season 1 to season 2 part where Ashoka has absolutely nothing to do and just kind of stands there and does nothing. And this is where M says that's why you use the machete cut where you skip those episodes. It's like a season and a half.
What about? I'm just saying I have no interest. I have no interest in watching or listening to A More Civilized Age, the podcast that Austin Walker and a couple other Waypoint adjacent folks do.
This is a terrible camera angle.
Yeah, I do not care for this.
We just, talk about how the game expects you to air juggle and this camera does not give you any quarter.
Like, I've never seen less feel.
I can't move the camera.
I think these evil wizards are just going to keep spawning bullshit for you.
I'm the evil wizard now. It's fine.
God of War? Like the
Yeah.
original God of War?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
those
original
games
God
are...
of War, it's David Jaffe.
Oh yeah, God of War, a wonderful video game. That's not even me doing like a bit. Like I've replayed God of War 2, let's say within the last year and a half. That game is still a fun time. It does not have any pretensions to be anything other than what it is, which is, hey, do you want to see this angry man rip apart all of Greek mythology?
WWK, I absolutely remember the days of classic TV shows that I'm currently rewatching Criminal Minds. Let me tell you, that shit is non-fucking stop.
Oh yeah.
It has infinite fucking episodes.
It's like, what if America made its own version of One Piece?
Yeah, the American version of One Piece is just CSI.
Yeah.
Including, except, it's a worse story. The art's not as good. Doesn't have Monkey D. Luffy.
It doesn't have monkey. Nobody does the Gear 2 stand.
They call him Monkey D. Luffy. It's a new kind of drug I heard about on the streets. I know this is, SVU, but it's a new kind of drug. It's called Monkey D. Luffy.
Yeah, when do you feel like Sony really presented God of War as a prestige franchise for them?
Since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
It has always been their big tentpole. Look at this. It's like a big, dumb movie. And it's like,
Wasn't God of War 3 like a launch title for
no.
PlayStation 3?
No, God of War 2 came out in 2007 on the PS2.
No, 3. God of War 3.
Yeah. God of War 2 came out in 2007, which was after the PS3 had come out.
Really?
Yes. God of War 3 was 2009, so basically the launch title, yes, because PS3 has no games, as we all know. That's my joke. Yeah. Boy. This PS3 I have is, like, a nice console that I enjoy using. I'm glad I did not have one at launch.
That's a weird thing to say.
I'm just saying PS3 has no games. That's my joke.
I mean, you and I had a reaction when I showed that I relayed the information that there was someone on Twitter saying that they were basically defending Forspoken, and their words were, "I don't see what the problem is. Forspoken is a B-tier game like the Infamous games for PS3." To which Braden and I were like, "Yo, if you went back to 2009 when that game came out and called it a B-tier game, you would have been stabbed in the."
You would have been like eviscerated.
No, yeah, I was gonna say, fucking B-tier? That's... I was there, alright?
Like,
everybody fucking played
Infamous
it.
was huge. They put so
Like,
much money into Infamous.
The only reason Sucker Punch is not still making Infamous games is one, Second Son is already hilariously problematic.
Oh, right. the
Native
bipolar
American
stuff.
Troy Baker. My favorite Sony character.
And also, yo, it turns out that Ghost of Tsushima was good. People like
That that's what Sucker Punch made.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying
Yeah.
that, like, hey, we can do stuff that's not stupid, dumb bullshit. And also, you know, Sly Cooper.
Sly what now? I'm sorry. We only do
Cooper?
prestigious games here. There's only room for one cute mascot platformer, and his name is Ratchety Clank.
That franchise is basically dead, too.
No, it isn't.
I'm kidding.
How am I?
Last
How
Ratchet and
am
Clank
I?
game came out 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago. People like Rift Apart.
Rift Apart is good. I still don't like. I've come to the realization that maybe I just don't love Ratchet and Clank the same way other people do.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Because it's like, oh, these are like totally okay platformers that also have some actiony elements, but as a result, neither of those elements feels super fleshed out in a way that I like. But yeah, Rift Apart. I mean, Rift Apart was not a launch title. It was early 2021, though.
I'm gonna say this, and it might be a controversial thing, it might not be. My favorite Ratchet and Clank game is Deadlock.
I mean, that is in fact a hipster ass take, and I respect you for it.
Mostly because I unironically suck shit at platformers, and Deadlock is not a platformer.
It's true. It's not.
Not a platformer.
Yeah, it has. Well, yeah, it also doesn't help that every single video game of note that has come out for the PS5 also has come out for the PS4, except for Ratchet and Clank and that Demon Souls remake.
I mean,
I feel like definitely.
It looks really good.
I'm not saying it doesn't look good.
In terms of pushing the hardware, yeah, but big launch title energy.
Warhog Sonic rolled like a fucking tank.
What if I told you these controls are better than the ones on 360?
I mean, I'd say you mentioned that it's better than the one on
Yeah.
the 360. I don't know, I just feel like if regular Sonic doesn't need to drift around corners, I don't think Warhog Sonic needs
to. Even though this game's ratio of good shit to less bad shit is way better than the 360 game, it's still bizarre to me how much Werehog they make you do back to back.
Who got an item?
But yeah, Also, yeah, they don't need Infamous because they have Marvel Spider-Man. But yeah, no, so to get back to Forspoken.
Yeah.
First off, I am firmly of the opinion that B games are budgetary, not qualitative. Like, when I think B game, I think Focus Home Interactive. I think this game is huge in fucking Germany. Or this is a weird PS2 game that you had to import.
Okay.
Because otherwise, it just, you fall down the Dan Reichert slippery slope of all PC games are B games in my bizarre taxonomy of what constitutes a real video game. When I think B game, I think Majora's Mask. I mean, Majora's Mask kind of counts, because that's like a lower budget experimental weirdo game. That game was made in like less than 18 months of pure crunch.
Yeah, it sounds like that was not a fun time.
Yeah, but hey, you know, I respect that game now. I didn't like it as a child. As an adult, playing it and being Callisto Protocol as the B game has the energy of a B game. It has the budget of a AAA game. But I understand your rationale. Because... But also, I just appreciate that the Callisto Protocol is a linear ass fucking roller coaster game in a world where every fucking video game is not that anymore.
Yeah.
It has a story to tell, and by God, you are going to hear it.
Oh, it doesn't have a story. That's the other great part. It's literally just like you walk in and be like, "What the fuck is going on here? It's me, Josh Duhamel."
I think the only time I've ever come close to beating a Zelda game, and this isn't like anything to do with what we're talking about, it's a thought in my head.
Yeah.
Is Twilight Princess on the GameCube.
Hell yeah.
But then my GameCube, not the GameCube was fine, it's the GameCube was fucking destructive. The disc stopped working.
Oh no.
So I asked my mom if we could get another copy, and she was like, sure. But she got me the copy for the Wii. And the Wii version and the GameCube version are identical, except
They're mirrored. Yep.
And for whatever reason, I just could not figure out how to do the water temple like Twilight Princess mirror when I was like 9.
Yeah, okay. Listen, I was also a dumb child. I understand. Because I have... Here's my confession, is I got to the penultimate dungeon of Twilight Princess, which is the Twilight City, and did not... never, just lost interest. And I don't know. I don't feel like I need to go back. Like, that game's fine. But also, you know, there are very few... Once again, there are very few Zelda games I would consider to be, like, favorite of all time list.
Does combo system do anything?
It makes you feel better. Oh, okay. Yeah, That's a thing that they've definitely been doing in Zelda. The last couple Zelda games is whenever you play the hard mode, it mirrors the world. I'll say, playing Ocarina of Time Master Quest a couple years ago.
Hi, Relkin.
Hello. How's anime? Master Quest is fucking bananas. Because that game, that game gives off so much ROM hack energy. It's amazing.
Now, are you willing to pay $300 for your legal
No.
copy of Master Quest?
Because I played it. I do have that disc, actually. But also, Master Quest is in the 3DS version. I have bad news. There are ways to play, but yeah, some of Master Quest is so fucking weird and jank because it's still the exact same physical layouts of the dungeons. They're just, in the 3DS version, they're mirrored, which, let me tell you, that'll fuck you up if you have literal decades of, basic childhood knowledge of where things are. Is just a simple reversal of left and right. But also, there's a cow in the walls in Java. So, with those limitations, they're like, alright, we're gonna fuck you up, make you do these dungeons. Sometimes they make you do the dungeons backwards. You literally go through the rooms in the opposite order. And sometimes it's the Fire Temple, you don't have to go through 75% of the Fire Temple.
I mean, even if you do, that takes 7 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
For a non-speedrunner.
I gotta live.
Alright. Happy bedtime.
Good night, Harley.
So... Yeah, the game literally gives you the boss key in one of the earliest rooms in the Fire Temple. And so the only reason you want to explore the rest is to get Skulltillas. And some of those are hidden behind some weird fucking...
Wait, how did you pronounce that?
Skulltilla? Skulltilla?
Show me your Skulltilla.
Hey guys, it's me, Skulltilla.
Yeah, if you get a little just a shot of penicillin, it'll clear that.
Listen, you get that Skulltilla? That what's the red light district one night, and I gotta get all them poor souls so I can get this Skulltilla off me. Otherwise,
Then
it's gonna break
my
my
girlfriend ever
legs.
since.
Remember to feel yourself up to see if you got any lumps or Skulltillas.
I do actually have a lump on me right now. Today at work, I was pushing basically an 8-foot tall stack of big grape boots, and at one point it hit the edge of something on the floor, and it came up slightly, and the bottom of the stack came up back at my shin.
Oh no.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt anymore, but there is a noticeable lump.
That's like a oh gosh.
Yeah, it's smaller than it was earlier, but it sucked. How close are you to beating this game?
I'm pretty sure I'm close to beating it.
Okay.
Because straight up it seems like the New York equivalent zone just isn't in this version.
Oh no.
They sure are giving me a lot of Werehog levels back to back though. Which I'm less than thrilled about.
I thought you liked God of War.
I do. I thought you liked Trails.
I came around on it a bit. For starters, I'm playing that game on hard mode, and it definitely seems like they made some good changes to that combat system, like giving you the resources more, so you can use your abilities more often.
You're just like, Reen Schwarzer, my favorite Trails protagonist.
he definitely does not seem like the problem in that game. He's just like it's compared to like Estelle. It's just
He's
nobody's gonna stack up.
your anime protagonist. He's the
The real
shonen
problem-
anime protagonist you deserve. Just like
He's
how
very close.
Estelle is a shonen anime protagonist, but just a girl.
She's very well written. They once again, if you actually do play that game, they managed to do a lot with just the sheer violence of dialogue that you don't get in other stories.
Yeah. Quality
no,
localization work.
There's a guy that I feel like is going to be revealed as an incel at some point in my party. He seems bad.
It's okay, you'll find out he's actually good by the 4th game. 300 hours later.
I think in the 3rd and 4th games, like it's a completely different cast except for Reen. Like, the idea is
some
it's
of
the next
some
class.
yeah, some of the characters come back. Like the thing people complained about with 3 and 4 is there are too many goddamn characters.
Dude, there are like a dozen in this first one.
Yeah.
It's too many.
Yeah,
people.
so what if it was
What
those characters and then also the chuckleheads from Trails from Zero and
Yeah,
also
okay.
Estelle and Joshua and
Yeah.
also some other recurring characters.
Once again, if you're gonna say anything bad about Randy Orlando, you're gonna eat your words one day, sir.
I mean, his name's Randy Orlando. I can't
He's one of the best. He's one of the best characters.
I can't doubt Randy Orlando or Wazy or
Wazzy, actually, Wazzy's pretty good.
or
Olivier's good.
Lloyd Bannings.
Lloyd Banning is also a anime protagonist, but once again, they managed to get away with some things just because there's so much more opportunities to write.
Fuck.
The platforming seems bad in this.
Yeah, no. Also, I'm just this is making me wonder if this Wavebird has maybe suffered a little bit. That or I don't know if there's a little bit of input lag because of going through the Elgato, going through the yeah, it's input lag.
That's an input lag.
Yeah, it's input lag.
You know, Brandon, you could always just blame it for being a bad game.
No, what are you talking about?
Because nobody would
No,
comment on
because
that.
then I'm weak.
Okay.
Then I'm not a Randy Orlando, am I? I'm not a T.O. or a...
She has cat ears, but it's a
She's
head
a super hacker or something.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
She makes tweets. She's the canonical creator of POQ.
Sure. I'm being told finish Sonic, you coward. What do you think I'm fucking doing? Fuck you, Dad.
Also, K is correct.
Also, we were
platform
talking
games
about
are
this in the
always bad.
Discord a little bit. But when people say, "Oh, you know, Sonic Mania is good," it's like, not only is Sonic Mania good, Sonic Mania is better than any of the actual games it's imitating.
I've yet to play it, but I'd be willing to believe that sight unseen. Like, even the
Because
old Sonic games,
no
it's like
one
there
at
are
Sonic
specific
Team
levels.
fucking touched it. That's the secret. That's why Sonic Mania is good. It's because it was made by weirdos who made Sonic fan games for like a decade, and
That's
then got
weird. You don't think that Yuji Naka can only make gold?
I mean, Yuji Naka can embezzle some gold.
Yeah, he can, pump and dump some stocks for you.
That's a service.
Yuji Naka can black people out of photographs in a Stalin-esque manner, and and when confronted on it, be like, he fucking betrayed me. He doesn't deserve to do this. And it's like, gee golly, I wonder why burning every single bridge in the industry, huh? And now you're like, oh, this all makes sense. He's like, fuck it, I'm getting paid, getting out, and then the Japanese government was like,
No, sorry, sir. You're going back in.
You're going to jail,
jail.
sir. Sir, this is the death egg. The Japanese government built it under your specification. Yeah. The
old
Eggman.
Eggman.
Perhaps you've heard of him. What happened to Kamiya? He's still a platinum.
doing stuff.
He still
Gave up on Twitter.
tweets a little bit, and then he stopped tweeting, and you know what? That's fine. Although people getting super butthurt about that dude's posting style is very funny to me. Because, like, he's just always been that troll online.
Yeah, I know.
Will Platinum exist in 5 years?
Look, when the chips are down, Platinum finds a way to cut a deal. And make some tie-in games.
Kamenev. Oh, you're talking about... Okay. You're talking about early Stalinists. Oh.
Yeah, like, I mean, I think Platinum will be fine because some people go like, hey, make a horror game with your B team of this property, and they'll go, okay.
Hey, you know, they got some Tencent investment. They'll be fine, even if they're just gonna make mobile games.
That's a...
Yeah, welcome to hell. Welcome to the dark
Welcome to the
future.
state of Japanese video game development.
It's okay. Some of them are good. Bayonetta 3, a good video game. It's a mess. It's not as good as 2. But it plays real good. And once you get past the fact that it betrays Bayonetta as a character in a way that my queer friends are very upset about, I guess.
Was she established as... Wait, what?
Okay, so
You can-
Bayonetta...
This isn't a spoiler.
Hi. No, this is not a spoiler. Okay, hi. Let's talk about how Bayonetta has been kind of picked up by the queer community as, like, an icon. Like, she has been adopted as...
I mean, that doesn't mean that's what the character
text
is.
says. And
Yeah.
that's not what Platinum says. Yes.
Yeah, like, at some point, tough shit. I don't know what to say.
This is why fan canon is bad. But also...
It is.
In Bayonetta 1 and 2, she and John sure have a lot of... Yeah, Yuri vibes. But they ruined Bayonetta by making her straight.
Did they?
No.
Yeah. No.
Or is
Maybe,
is it
kinda.
fine, and does her sexuality not really matter when you're playing Bayonetta?
Okay, listen. You saying that, you have just created a 6,000 word think piece on a Medium post
I
somewhere.
don't fucking care.
Just being like, Bayonetta's sexuality is the key core defining aspect of those video games. It's like, no, it's the air juggles. It's the part where you're this ridiculous, sexy librarian witch, and you have guns on your feet.
You're in a graveyard beating up demons while flying into the blaze. That's Bayonetta.
Demons and angels. It's equal opportunity.
Yes.
Take that, Dante.
Oh no.
But also, yeah, straight. Hey, guess what? Deep spoilers for Bayonetta 3. In whatever timeline. So, are we okay with spoiling Bayonetta 3 here? You know, the deep story of Bayonetta.
That's between you and God.
Okay. So, Viola,
Which you may
the
or
new
may not
character
kill.
in 3, is Bayonetta's daughter from an alternate timeline, or an alternate, world.
Is it actually her daughter, or is it just a younger version of her?
No, it's her daughter.
Okay.
No, Viola's the girl who has the katana and basically tries very hard to be cool, but is just a goofus.
Not a gal.
Yeah, she's a goofus.
Forever goofus,
And also, her combat music is fake Paramore, and I fucking love it. Like, it's off-brand Paramore plays during combat. But yeah, she is Bayonetta and Luca's child from an alternate timeline.
Okay, that's another thing. It's an alternate timeline.
But it's implied that the Bayonetta in Bayonetta 3 is a different Bayonetta than the one in Bayonetta 1.
Then what's the problem?
Because it's implied that the Bayonetta, who is Viola's mom, is the Bayonetta from Bayonetta 1.
No,
Listen,
there can't be a universe where she's different than what I came up with in my head.
Listen,
It's very into the Bioshock incident thing.
I am
You're
not a
telling me
queer
that a
person.
freedom fighter would become the monster that they initially railed against? There's no universe in which that could ever happen.
I think Bioshock Infinite is bad.
It's a phenomenal game.
I watched Joku play that game recently.
Well, Joker was a bad opinion.
No, I watched it.
Different.
I watched it, and I had the opinion.
It's great.
I watched the end of that game, and the end of that game made me so fucking mad in a way I was not expecting. Where it's just like,
you also don't like any sad dad games. Like you're at that
no,
point in your
it's
life
not.
where you're
It's
just
not
gonna be
that.
like a
It's not the
gripe.
sad dad. It's like specifically the always a girl, always a lighthouse bullshit. Just fucking masturbatory. Like, look how clever we are.
Is it? Is it? Look how clever we are. Or are you reading into that?
Okay, how would one not read into look how clever we are, turning this story? Because Bioshock Infinite comes to you as saying it's about American exceptionalism and like the American civic religion, quote unquote.
Does it?
Yes. What do you?
This is definitely reading as a you're a person that reads into the thing, and I'm a person that just looks at the surface.
What is Columbia?
Columbia is a city in the sky based off of some like
The American
fake
civic
American
religion,
values.
American exceptionalism.
Okay. Or it's just a city in the sky.
Oh, okay, Mister. Okay, then is Rapture just a city in the sea?
Yeah.
No Ayn Rand parallels.
You're not.
I feel like the thing you're doing is the thing I tend to roll my eyes at. It's like, okay, at some point, like, it's really easy to just reduce a game to like a sentence, and I feel like that ends up being
I don't know,
kind of insulting to the work.
But they really do spend a lot of time harping on, like, it's a metaphor for abolitionism, the American abolition movement.
Like that.
They-
Yes, and that game
I
is
played that
also
game,
like
like, 3
talking
times
about the
through.
fucking Battle of Little Bighorn. Like it's
Yeah.
all
And
about.
Levine said
Who's
that-
in it?
It's all
Levine
about.
even said
And then
that,
it's like, actually, no, lol. It's about the multiverse, bro. Nothing matters. You were Comstock. Because
Yeah, it was a good twist. See, the thing I said when I roll my eyes at it is that I go like, oh, yeah, I'm only real interested in the surface level, and I had a good time. And then the both of you are now treating me with this level of incredulity like I'm a moron. And it's just
I'm
like,
not-
well,
No.
fuck you.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, it's not
Hey, maybe
subtle.
art
Like,
and
Bioshock
maybe
1 is not
be
subtle
different
about
things.
what it thinks about Ayn Rand.
Yeah, but, or you
And
don't
it-
care about that part. And you're just, taking the surface level
And
story.
What
That's
is this?
how I engage with stories. I don't care about the hidden depth or what.
That's not hidden depths. That's the thesis.
I'm there to be taken away on a
So-
story into another world. I'm not examining it in that fashion.
Well,
Once
guess
again, I
what?
think you're
I'm
not understanding that there is a type of person that experiences this completely different.
Oh, I understand. But also, I was an Inglet major.
Yeah, I know. I took some advanced placement classes in that ways, in that sort of stuff as well, and I just didn't like it. And didn't appreciate that certain people seem to look down on people just looking at it from the surface level.
Ken Levine looks down on people who write a specific way also.
I don't care about Ken Levine.
His indelible mark on the way that the story for his games is told.
Yeah, I know, but at some point, once it's out in the world, I don't care about the creator too much. Like, I'm just interested in the art and my experience with it.
Okay, there's a limit to that, though, even. Like, you can't separate certain works from their
Yeah,
creators.
you can.
So
That's how it works.
I can responsibly consume Harry Potter without...
Sure. You know the way you do it?
You fucking
find
pirate it.
Yeah, you just pirate it. You just responsibly, ethically consumed Harry Potter.
Okay, but what if the ideas in Harry Potter themselves aren't ethical?
Okay, well then that's upon you to just...
What if they've always been turf propaganda?
To not be turned into a turf from reading Harry Potter.
My nieces and nephews are apparently into Harry Potter now,
That's fine.
and I feel bad for them.
Lots of kids got into Harry Potter and didn't turn out to be monsters. So,
Yeah, no, but
like me, I was into it until he turned into a raging shithead.
no, she's...
Doesn't write teenagers well. Doesn't really write kids well either, but yeah, when you're a kid, you're...
She also doesn't write well, is the realization I've come to.
Yes. Remember the whole time turner thing?
Remember when J.K. Rowling wrote an entire book under her Robert Galbraith pseudonym about how people were... about a famous author who has people try to cancel them on Twitter?
I don't.
Okay, well, that was her most recent book. It was very much...
Oh, no, you told me about this.
Yeah, very much I'm not mad, I'm not owned, you guys are the ones being owned. Like, honestly, it's so fucking funny that she is so fucking petty. Or at least it would be if she wasn't devoting all of her energy and talents to making life miserable for a very...
I mean, it's deeply sad and troubling that a fucking billionaire is this... I mean, she's not the first and she's not the only one. She won't be the last. If I was a billionaire, boy, you wouldn't even hear from me.
Oh yeah, no, be an old money billionaire. Be a fucking...
Even if I was a new
Be a Vanderbilt.
like, you'd just be like, no, I'm good.
Just...
I finally buy that rowing machine.
Be a Rothschild. Yeah, keep in mind during Harry Potter's heyday, South Park was comparing trans people to dolphins. Yes, I do remember that episode.
I remember how that episode also showed an actual physical gender reassignment surgery as a
Oh,
goof.
I do remember that now.
Yep.
It was Kyle's dad, right?
No, it was Kyle's dad gets turned into the dolphin,
but it was Mr.
but it's
Garrison.
Mr. Garrison. Oh boy, yes, boy, I had forgotten about that.
South Park's been kind of shitty for a long time.
It's almost like
Goofs,
it's almost like South Park was always kind of shit.
You mean because it's made by two libertarians?
Yeah, because it's made by two libertarians who, for most of the 2000s, when bad stuff was happening, were like, lol, why do you care?
Yeah. You want to talk about Roald Dahl? Like, if you go to his website now, there is yes, we fully and completely recognize that our father and grandfather was a horrible racist, a misogynist, and also said some really anti-Semitic, terrible things.
Yeah.
Here's what we're doing moving forward. And it's like, these are the charities we donate, these are the proceeds that we do this, but also, yeah, even the Roald Dahl family estate says the following things about, yes, he was not a great person.
Yeah. But yeah, my feelings on Trey Parker and Matt Stone have definitely gotten to the point where it's like there are some pretty sharp episodes of South Park, but they're more incidental than anything.
Yeah. I think my last South Park experience was A Stick of Truth, and it was one of those things where I was like, oh yes, South Park, wow, it's been pretty funny over the years, and by the time I was done with that, I was like,
yeah, okay,
South
I get
Park.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Hey, isn't it funny that the cleric class is called Jew?
Hey, remember when you were shrunk and then you got hit by your dad's testicles as he was fucking your mom or whatever it was?
See, that part, I think that part's actually funny.
That was actually kind of the part where I was like, I think that's where I crested with that. Like, okay.
But also, it's just like, okay, yeah. Guess what? This is what you do, huh? Yeah, no, they've mellowed out, and there have definitely been some more recent episodes of South Park that are very self-reflective on, like, hey, is it our fault that discourse is bad?
They did that entire episode where they were like, yeah, we were completely wrong about global warming. Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, the episode where they apologized to Al Gore.
Actually, even that original episode about Al Gore, isn't it literally? I mean, they literally just basically at the end of it, it's like he's proven to be right.
Yeah, but
Pig was there all along.
They did a second retraction where it's like, not only is Man Bear Pig real, the way we characterize Al Gore over exaggerating things, it was totally warranted, and we were wrong.
Al Gore made a sequel to An Inconvenient Truth called An Inconvenient Sequel, which is literally just him going around the parts of the country and being like, I fucking told you so. It's like, it's an entire documentary of him basically semi-gloating.
Did you watch it?
No.
Okay.
But I have read the reviews, and it is like Al Gore being like, hey, guess what? Remember all that shit I said? It's worse now. It's worse than the thing I said in 2004. You fuckers. You made fun of me. You said it wasn't real. And now look at you. Your house is flooded.
Al's 14 when that movie came out.
Yeah. I was a fucking hardcore neocon brat.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, no. When I was in middle school and high school, I was very much like, why do people complain about things?
Oh jeez.
They're not a Yes.
I think about like when I was a teenager he was like, yeah, I was a really bitter, angry kid because I got beat up a bunch, and then you're like, yeah, and I was just a piece of shit.
I mean, I was also like, I've said this before. I've had dreams where I apologize to people I was mean to in high school, like people I have not seen in literally more than 10 years. But yeah, I was kind of a shithead in high school.
I feel like a lot of people are.
Yeah, and also a big fan of being like, why do liberals complain about things? It's fine for me. And then it turns out, first off, things weren't fine for me. And more importantly, things were not fine for people I cared about.
Well, you got better.
Yeah, I got better.
Well, or did you?
Or did I?
Like
He said, playing Sonic Unleashed for the Nintendo Wii.
Okay, Brayden, I'll tell you one thing. As much as I do want to play that Final Fantasy RPG, if I make you guys play, it will be a one-shot.
Okay.
Because I actually think that's a really cool system, and if I want to do something big with it, I would want to spend a lot more time making a big thing. Which I don't think I'm anywhere near ready for yet. It has some really systems that encourage failure in a way.
Huh.
Like the way you earn experience, the way you
right.
earn destiny points. Oh,
Brayden, when are we going to play this Dokapon Kingdom game that's coming out?
If you buy me a copy, I will stream it with you for charity.
I was gonna say, Chris, wouldn't Dokapon Kingdom be entirely against your whole year of pandering?
No, that Dokapon Kingdom would be for the children. Because Dokapon Kingdom is a miserable, hateful piece of shit that doesn't deserve happiness. and the people who like it should be tried at the Hague.
For making one of the most malicious video games ever.
Just like, hey, what if Monopoly was extra bullshit and also 40 hours long?
Oh.
Yep. And then also you'll just lose after 40 hours of hard work on some inane fucking Byzantine bullshit that you could never have predicted.
Or you're the person who's been behind the entire time, and now but your friends are still making you play.
Yep.
Because
That's
there's
true.
no comeback. I mean, there kind of is a comeback, but
It's not to the degree of Mario Party, so if you're way too behind, you just gotta sit with this feeling of I have no chance to win. They're still making me play. I'm just sitting here twiddling my thumbs. This sucks.
That's a
yeah.
good time.
I do not recommend Dope Fun Kingdom.
It's a video game. It exists. It cannot unexist.
So I'm saying, yeah,
It
we
kinda
could play
can.
that for charity.
If you pretend it doesn't exist, then it kind
That
of.
could be our extra life game. I was gonna suggest, like Wolfenstein Youngblood, because that seems like a bad time.
That would be a bad time.
What, you don't want to grind in an FPS?
Oh, fuck yes, I do.
Oh,
I want to grind fucking
guys,
powder and put it in my eye.
help.
That's how the young blood do. You're surfing.
Yeah, Dope Fun Kingdom is a
I'll be back real
miserable, wretched video game. And I tried to
not
get
gonna
my
play
friends to play it with me, and weirdly enough, they don't have the same tolerance for garbage that I do.
Yeah, strange.
I know. It's hard to believe. I don't recommend it. Also, I'm very glad it's coming back. What the fuck? Okay, maybe this game is bad.
What I've been saying.
I've been like, this is okay. And then it's sometimes not. And it really makes you think. Oh, I'm gonna run out of time.
Not my best one.
I'm very excited for
Here we
For a game you don't like?
no, I'm not excited for Dope Fun Kingdom. I am excited for excuse me. I'm excited for
Here we
that 4x4 job Fiesta thing, even though Gino's gonna be like win within the first 10 minutes, even if he gets the worst jobs. Because he's the only one who practices.
I think that might actually be one of the more fun ways to play Final Fantasy V, at least for like a first time in, because like my biggest problem with that game is until you actually know like what you get for leveling up those classes and stuff, that game's just a terrible grind. Because you're like, okay, well, do I stick with one and get like 300 or whatever to get to the next level, or do I switch to another thing? And if you were just like, nope, this is the only class I can use from this one, I think that'd probably be a better time.
I mean, you just look at a guide because
Or
it's
not
a video game from
everybody
1992.
Yeah, but not everybody likes to do that.
not my best one.
Some people like to try it for themselves.
I also like, I'm also very excited for Age of Wonders 4. because that was announced last week.
Okay.
I fucking loved 3 and Planetfall. And the thing they're touting, the thing that makes me go, oh, you fuck yes, is like the way you can customize your faction is so ridiculous now. So not only do you start with like a species, but also you pick like culture, and the culture determines what your starting units are. So like high, feudal, like barbarian, etc. And then there are like 56 magic books or something. That's basically your tech tree.
Like Master of Magic.
Yeah.
Now there's a game. If only they'd remake that.
Have I told you about the Master of Magic remake?
Oh no, is it not good?
So
Great.
here's the thing about the Master of Magic remake.
This is a long way of saying no, it's not good. Oh.
It's Master of Magic. Like, it is literally that game from 1994.
This looks better.
Yeah, it has a couple quality of life things, and it looks fine.
That's
But
too
in
bad.
terms of basic mechanics,
I remember, like, that is a game where you do need to look up, like, certain stuff, because otherwise I don't know how anybody actually, like, builds a character, like, in terms of, like, what they put their
what
points
spell
on.
books?
Yeah. Because if you can't go to the other realm, I don't even know how you're supposed to win.
You have to go to the tower. The towers that transport between realms.
Wasn't even aware there was that. I played, like, I don't know, 30 hours of Master of Magic.
It's a fantastic game. It is a foundational game.
We would not have Master of Orion 2 without Master of Magic.
Master of Orion 2 is actually
A better game.
a better game than Master of Magic. And Master of Orion 2 is imbalanced as shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can break that game wide open.
You see it like it's a bad thing.
No, I'm not. Listen, sometimes I want things to be hard, and I want to play as the fucking rockmen.
Here we go.
Because I like it when people can only declare war and sue for peace with me.
I heard that 2016 one is pretty good.
I
But not
hear
as
it's
good as
fine.
the original.
But it's one of the things where it's like there are a lot of Space 4Xs out there,
No
Yeah.
problem.
and some of them are better than others. And also, I don't need to play.
People like Endless Space, right?
Endless Space 2 is legit good. As someone who does not like Endless Legend that much, every single time I've tried to play Endless Legend, I'm like, okay, I see why people like this, but the combat in this is so terrible that I can't deal with it. But Endless Space 2, A-okay. And now I think I'm literally almost at the end of the game.
Good. Beat it.
I think I might beat this on this stream. Because
Good.
I think I just have the boss fight left.
Oh,
and then
well,
it's
that's gonna take
and then
another
it's
5 hours,
Eggman
but-
Land. So, you know. Yeah, when it comes to 4Xs, I have to be in a very specific mood.
Yeah,
And-
I don't think I've been in that mood for like the last 3-4 years. It's been a while.
Like I like me some you know, Civ 6, I think, is pretty good.
Sure.
But also, like, I never got into it the same way I got into Civ 5. And even Civ 5, I did not get into as hard as some people who are... Like, I don't understand
I
how...
love Civ 5.
Yeah. Like, Civ 6, I will acknowledge is a better game. Because it is. But... Civ 5, I definitely had I spent more time with because I was having more fun. Because I wasn't ruined.
The broken husk of a man, yes.
Yes.
That's not true.
I mean, yeah, that game came out when I was still in high school.
What was this boss fight in the other
Yes, yes it
one? I
was.
recognize this thing. I don't recognize the.
Yeah, it's the boss fight
Oh,
against
no, it's
where it's
where you
the
do
combined version of all the other bosses you already fought.
Yeah, and you do laps. What is this design? What the fuck am I looking at? Like, it's just it's just a peak of colors. It's
That's the power
every
of...
enemy design in this game is just delicious.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this game is butt ugly.
But what if it wasn't but ugly?
What if it was in glorious 720p, 30 frames per second? Yeah, making a brawler in a franchise that does not have, like, memorable enemy types for a brawler.
Yeah, it was a great idea.
It was a great idea, yeah. I just... Here is my sincere and generous assumption, is that Sonic Team is just full of a bunch of people who are just like, fuck man, I don't know. What do they want?
What have we tried?
What haven't we tried? Please, oh god. Please stop yelling. Please
Just
stop
say you
drawing
like
the
it.
pornography. Leave us alone.
No, I mean, keep drawing the pornography. I guess.
Listen, hey, you know,
Just keep it partitioned.
if you want to ignore the fact that Sonic is canonically 15 years old,
Hippo Littner situation.
you people out there, you sickos, I know who you are.
I know what you do.
I know what you...
I've seen your DeviantArt page.
Listen, if I had gone a different route when I was 14, who knows where I would have ended up. I could have been down on the skids just like you.
Okay, give me more of this Dare program.
All right, listen up. When they're talking about gotta go fast, have you ever considered that maybe Sonic the Hedgehog doesn't get his speed from exercise and positive mental attitude? Have you considered that maybe Sonic gets his speed from something else?
Okay, now pull up that chair, turn it around.
Now, when you do Sonic the Hedgehog, when you draw Sonic the Hedgehog in a compromised position with a giant engorged genitalia,
I'm not allowed to say the P word.
I'm not allowed to say the P word. This is a
Your
6th
principal
grade
was
class.
very clear about that.
Yeah, the principal yelled at me the last time I said massive Conquer.
We'll get to Conquer next time.
Listen, if you're drawing art of Conquer, we have a support group for you.
We've actually got one specifically for people who make that flower over and over again. It's funny because she has big breasts.
Huh? Oh, right. I'm just
See, I still have a fondness for Conquer.
scared.
I kind of do as well.
Because
but
it's
I
just
feel like if I
so
played it
aggressively
Another old
British.
title. It doesn't
If I
look
played
like
it
there's
again, I
anyone
wouldn't
around
be that
either.
sure.
Oh no! The
That's-
thing about Conquer
that's
is
not what I
it.
mean.
The dark secret is it never played as well as Banjo Kazooie.
They're different things.
Yeah, but it's trying to do the content sensitive thing, so it's trying to do a lot of different things.
Like throwing toilet paper.
Yeah, killing a giant singing poo.
That was the height of comedy. At
Feeding
one point,
these
if I
cows prune juice to make them
yeah.
shit. So that the bull will destroy them. Yeah, that game's weird. Fighting a giant furnace by hitting him in the testicles.
Yeah.
Banjo-Kazooie
Now we're
is
talking.
also fucked up and weird and British, but it hides it a little more. Whereas Conquer is just like the most British human beings on the planet, just being like, it's me, a funny little thing. Wouldn't it be funny if I said buggery? That's me. That's another one of my fun
Honest,
characters.
I am not the biggest fan of that style of British humor.
Humor
So
with a U.
Chicken chaser.
That's
Oh, they farted.
probably why I've never been the biggest Conquer fan, but I'm not even
Oh, I'm not. Once again,
like it.
For me, Conquer is very much a quote unquote problematic fave. Or a like, I acknowledge this is not very good, but I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Because you should not. Yeah. Conquer and yeah. Banjo-Tooie is pretty mean spirited.
Mm-hmm.
There's a character named Minji Django.
Huh.
And it's just, and at some point it really does feel like how many dirty things could we try to slip past Nintendo?
Yeah.
Which I, once again, respect.
My real
Sure.
name is
Immensely
Light
respect.
Gaia. I draw power
Oh,
from the
Chip is
dead
revealing
and
his
light, and guide
truth.
The planet to its rebirth.
He's
My
God.
job was to protect the planet from darkness.
My real name is Light Gaia.
But Eggman broke the
Oh,
world
God.
apart himself. And Dark Gaia and I were awakened before
yeah,
we
you
should
know,
have been.
hey, maybe
That's why Dark Gaia broke
maybe
apart.
outdated movie parodies
I didn't remember what I was supposed to
should
do.
stay.
Braden,
All
it's like the
because this isn't the
Matrix.
proper time of awakening.
Matrix.
Have you seen the Matrix?
I have.
Gaia grows
Okay,
over
then
millions
why aren't
of
you laughing?
years, then rises
It's
to
funny
destroy
because
the
it's like the
world.
Matrix,
And
but it's
I
a
put it all
cartoon
back
squirrel.
together. We've been doing this over and over.
And everyone's like, "Ah, it's a
again and
squirrel."
again Since the very beginning of time.
So he wants to
You were
fuck everything.
asleep all this time for
Eh.
millions of
No.
He doesn't necessarily want to fuck everything.
Yes,
He just
for
wants to get
ages
home.
and ages.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I could see that. Like, the Matrix parody has come around so far now
Yeah.
in our post.
I remember. Sorry, continue.
in our post Matrix 4 world.
How right
I
that happened.
remember when the MTV Music Awards having that weird Justin Timberlake sequence where they're parodying The Matrix was considered like cutting edge.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything.
Yeah, The
so
Matrix 4 exists. It's a movie
I was gonna say,
entirely.
changed it all.
Wasn't there an Oscars bit where they had Billy Crystal's face like
I'm the reason.
photoshopped effectively
Yeah,
into
you
a
never doubt yourself,
the
no matter
Legolas scene where he
what.
takes down the
You
elephant?
never
Yeah,
give into
sure.
the night
That checks
or the
out.
darkness inside your
That's
heart.
something that happened, I believe.
Because
That
I knew that
sure,
would
that sounds
happen.
like something they
That's
would have
why I
done for the
wanted you to help
Oscars.
me.
Yeah.
It's been
Um,
so fun getting to see the world. I've lived
But
here since the planet
yeah,
began,
it's
But I didn't know a thing about it. It's so pretty, or the food tastes so good, or
Man,
that
remember when
people are
Billy
so nice.
Idol
I'm
was
so
hosting
glad
the
I got the
Oscars?
chance to discuss
Yeah.
all that with you.
Billy Idol?
I'm so
Billy
glad
Crystal.
you helped me find my
Crystal.
memory.
Billie Eilish.
Sonic,
She wasn't alive, but she was still hosting it.
When Harry Met
thank
Sally,
you,
still a great movie.
Sonic. Goodbye.
Yeah, men and women can't be friends. I understand.
Except that they can.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Um.
And it leads to a fulfilling relationship.
Yeah, but the
What?
ma-
But my memory
I
is
respect
bad now,
I respect the shit out of
well,
The Matrix
from here on
4.
out, it's my responsibility,
I
so,
still haven't watched
I
it
mean, there's
though,
no reason for you to come along.
but I
Taking the
read
piss
what
out of
it was
Jam.
about.
Do I need a reason to want to help out a friend?
Thanks, Sonic.
I just appreciate them just taking the piss out of their own fans. Like, I
Yeah.
appreciate that anytime.
I also appreciate that it makes a certain group of people very angry.
Yeah.
People are like, "Oh, it sucks. It's terrible." I'm not going to name names. But there's an individual whose name rhymes with Schmam Breichert, who hates the Matrix 4, and it's like, of course he would.
Why?
Because
I don't know anything about The Matrix.
do you want me to tell you about the Matrix 4?
Yes.
The Matrix
I
4
will
is
not
a
watch it.
The Matrix 4 is a movie about how they should not bring back the Matrix.
Huh.
They should.
So
It's
Go ahead,
it's-
Chris.
remember the architect character in like the second movie?
the Merovingian.
Yeah, or the Merovingian. Imagine if the Merovingian or the architect was like, you know what we should do that would be really dumb, and people who think this is a good idea, is if we brought back the Matrix. And Brayden, why don't you inform Relkin, who plays the person who says that making a Matrix movie would be dumb?
Isn't it Neil Patrick Harris?
It's Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick Harris is one of the agents.
Oh, okay.
Whoa. This place is
But yeah,
crazy.
I'll never understand Eggman's
it's
tastes.
extremely quote unquote meta.
But get a good shot.
That
But-
is very popular these days.
But it, and you know, hey, the Wachowskis are not subtle. They're not subtle filmmakers. They were
No, I mean-
they were never subtle
Speed
filmmakers.
Racer certainly proves that point.
Oh God. Yep. Speed Racer is a fucking fever dream,
He's enjoying this way too much.
Sonic.
and I don't think it's a good
Feel the
movie,
last temple nearby.
but goddamn, do I respect the fact that they
On top of it.
managed to convince
Well, I guess
Hollywood
we'll
to
just
give
have to tear
them
it down.
millions of dollars to make that Speed Racer movie, and also Jupiter Ascending.
Was Jupiter Ascending the one with Mila Kunis?
Yeah, it's the one with Mila Kunis and what's his name?
Timberlake?
No, it's
Is it a Hemsworth?
one of the lesser
All
bland
ones?
white
No,
mans.
that's no. They're too old at this point.
Yeah, no, Jupiter Ascending is a terrible movie,
I got bored very quickly.
but
And to be clear, I watched all of Resident Evil: Return to Raccoon City, or whatever it's called. A movie I can't remember the name of.
welcome to Raccoon City, my favorite film.
Now this is a Jill sandwich.
Cloud Atlas has Tom Hanks and Yellowface,
Nice.
but yeah, like, hey, for as much as I don't think most of their movies are very good, past The Matrix, the first one, I cannot help but respect how those two have managed to convince Hollywood to continue bankrolling their weird ass movies over and over again.
Sure.
Because The Matrix was literally just like, hey, you ever seen Ghost in the Shell? You ever seen all these other anime films that no one in America had seen? I guess Ghost in the Shell had a wide theatrical release.
Yeah, that one was really big.
Yeah, but it's...
That and Spirited Away, and then eventually Demon Slayer.
Yeah, the
Or,
three...
excuse me, Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Hey,
Put
that
in there
Broly
somewhere.
movie's fucking A-okay.
Okay.
It's got some real good animation. I'm not doing a goof. Those Dragon Ball Super movies are better than actual Dragon Ball Super.
I believe it.
Because actual Dragon Ball Super is just like, hey, you remember when Dragon Ball was good in literally the mid-90s? We don't. But, you know, hey, Toriyama's actually involved this time and he's down to get paid.
Is this a completely different final sequence?
Yeah.
Is it better or worse?
It's not making me switch between Hedgehog and Werehog in one level, so
Okay.
already kudos to that. Because you may recall, that final level took me literally 50 minutes.
You were getting pretty angry.
And I was getting upset about it. I was having some heated gamer moments. I'm like, ah, Sonic the Hedgehog. Grrr. Because that's a cuss,
Grr.
is going Sonic the Hedgehog. Did you know that?
Is this an internet thing?
No.
Is this one of those internet things
Is this one of those May-Mays you kids are always about? No, the only May-May is me. It's gonna be May. I pressed the A button,
Oh, good job.
and then it would not do it.
You need to press it better.
It's gonna be May. See, now we're talking about things that my generation would understand.
Yeah.
We're in the same generation.
God damn it.
But
God.
I'm not like
You're older than
them.
me, Chris.
Every little thing I do
No, I'm
never
playing
get it
something right now.
for
Oh.
you. Lose it again, but I'm not like them. It's gonna
No, it's
be
not,
mine.
baby.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I was the correct age, and so now forever, for the rest of my life, I'm going to have various NSYNC and Backstreet Boys songs from the late 90s.
That's okay. I still have 2 specific Eiffel 65 songs.
We talked to Brayden has a friend of his that's Austrian.
Yes, Fanta. Perhaps you've heard of him.
Yes.
Yes.
And I was like,
You were like,
we were talking about Falco. Fonta was like, you guys think of Falco as like this one-hit wonder, but he was actually huge here. Just getting this like
yeah.
an explanation
Sure.
about how Falco was like the Michael Jackson of Germany and Austria.
Yeah.
He died in a car accident.
Yeah, the American experience is not everybody else.
Listen, in Germany and Austria, David Hasselhoff is a pop
Listen.
star.
Knight
Oh.
Rider 2000 is a quality film.
No, God. Oh, this is the worst part of this game. Huh?
I'm upset.
No. Oh.
Weirdly enough, only having 2 lives. But yeah, it's like, no, of course Falco is known for more than Rock Me Amadeus in countries that are not America.
Der Kommissar is his other song that he's well known for. and
That said,
not
Rock Me
America.
Amadeus
Is a great song.
is it's a fucking banger.
Apparently that guy just saw Amadeus the movie. It's like, I'm gonna make a song about this. And
Yeah.
it had nothing to do with the movie.
Amadeus. I'm not gonna try to sing in German. I cannot.
Dude,
Ja, du hast. Yeah, Rammstein. Yeah, I understand.
you have nothing.
Yeah.
Or I think it's actually you haven't. That's what they're saying. You haven't. Also, speaking of things I do if I was a billionaire, I
Yeah.
think I'd go and live in Germany long enough to actually learn how to speak the language. Because I was enjoying learning it, but without that kind of immersion, it's so hard to actually
Yeah.
keep up on language learning.
Hey, you know, I could apply for German citizenship. If things were to ever go south in this country, let's say,
You gotta stay here and
by virtue of my grandmother.
deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, that would be the American thing to do, is to just stay here and fucking take it.
Be miserable and complain about things.
Yeah. I mean, what is the lot of an American progressive if not to constantly threaten moving to Canada?
They're cowards.
No.
Because it's like, healthcare, grr. And I'm over here being like, yeah, well, guess what? I'm a poor grad student and I have Medicaid. Take that, nerd. I have good insurance because I am literally... Oh. I think I might... Is Mike asleep? Can we say I beat Sonic Unleashed?
I'm
So
here.
he won't bug me?
He's just gonna look at the
archive and then
the
he's-
archive.
Gonna look
Whatever
at the
you
VOD?
stream, Brayden, whatever you stream, you know immediately that he's going to be his first comp. Like, you can beat Sonic Unleashed.
What if I didn't?
What if you banned him so is that he didn't make those comments?
No, because we're friends.
Yeah, friendship is a two-way road. You have rights, I think.
Nobody has Sonic rights.
I have, yeah. Yeah. I have... Listen, I was gonna play Soul Reaver this month.
Yeah, you were apparently.
You were, and then you started playing bullshit.
And then I played Ninja Gaiden 3 instead. But the good news is, I think I have an idea of what I'm going to stream for February. It is
Is it Soul Reaver?
Is it Soul Reaver? Maybe. I'll never tell. Fuck you!
No.
Yes, You're playing until this game is finished or one of us is dead? I mean, yeah. I mean, somehow I've only been playing for oh wait, no, because I had to
Playing for
restart the
almost 2 hours.
stream, so it's been more than 2 hours. I have no grasp of time anymore.
You're so close. Hey,
Yeah.
remember you played an adventure game that you enjoyed?
No.
Yeah, I played Hobbs Barrow. Yeah, that
No.
I really enjoyed that game.
No.
Hogwash.
No.
Just like, this lady with daddy issues gonna dig up a backyard in rural England. What
damn
could
it.
go wrong?
Oh.
And everyone's like,
It's taken over.
No.
It's a good Call of Duty. I think.
yeah, like it's not doing anything super like
Don't.
original.
Why can't you?
Who says it needs to?
But also like I don't know. Given how many fucking adventure games there are with Lovecraftian themes, this one actually doing the you fucked up ending is very nice. I appreciate it. And there's no, like, good ending. That's the ending.
The best Lovecraft stories end with everything going bad. I think Dagon would be good if he got home and everything was fine. No, Dagon's good because at the end he's like, there's something at the window, and then it just stops.
Yeah. And yeah, you know, I'll probably play another Wajidai game, and then, you know, maybe ask for recommendations, maybe play some LucasArts stuff, who knows?
Just play the Shiba.
Yeah.
Because it's short and you'd be done in like 40 minutes.
It's that short?
It's a very short thing. There are some differences in you, depending on what you say, can change the story a little bit.
I guess it is kind of like their prototype, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good. You can play. Basically, there's like an achievement for if every single dialogue choice you always ask a question.
Oh.
Because you're a rabbi.
Yeah, because you're a rabbi.
Yeah.
I mean, you should have to do that. Yeah, you should. If you're playing as, if I was role playing as a rabbi, in my South Park RPG.
Okay,
which tabletop RPG allows you to play as a rabbi?
Probably D20 Modern. World of Darkness. I'm gonna Hunter the Reckoning. Probably.
People are really satisfied with the big Hunter the Reckoning. It's just, you know, it came at a cost of them not giving a shit about werewolves.
I have bad news. People want to. Some people want to just be a normal dude, and for those people, there's Hunter the Reckoning.
Fairy. Great. Oh man, you want to talk about like all-time most fucked up, like problematic, like you did not beta test this even the slightest. Tabletop launches I've ever seen, like Wraith. Wraith had a terrible
You sent
launch.
me that character sheet at one point, and I was upset. There, that's my review of Wraith. Is an RPG where you play as a ghost.
Yeah, the thing that made original OG Wraith bad is that you had to have a friend, so you were never able to hurt them, and then you had to have a hidden enemy whom you were conspiring against canonically in tabletop to murder and or sabotage.
And this was
while
another player?
tabletopping. Yes.
Oh,
That seems like a great way to encourage toxic behavior.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's such a specific group of people that are there for like the storytelling and are not going to be concerned about like
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, it didn't.
going down.
It was a very mechanical thing in the World of Darkness, which say what you will about the World of Darkness, but it's more of a storytelling vehicle than
Yeah.
a mechanical.
Yeah, it's
board
for
game
Molgoth theater kids.
thing. I just saw you fall into the void. I see. Very funny.
Yeah.
I like
I'm
the
not-
part
I'm
where
not gonna boost.
Raiden doesn't understand why he died. But yeah, Wraith was a lot of cool ideas though. But
You know what else has
Zero.
had a lot of cool ideas?
Mage.
Sonic Unleashed.
Final Fantasy role-playing game edition 4.
Okay,
you
the
didn't
version
get
you
an
linked
F
to me
rank.
was edition 3.
Yes, I found 4 is a much more interesting edition.
Okay.
They have, for starters, it isn't just the explicit like Call of Cthulhu Warhammer. Like it's still percentile, but it operates a little bit differently. But there's also a little bit of like apocalypse world in here.
Okay.
Like the idea of you know how in apocalypse world like when you fail. And I guess this is also in Blades in the Dark you get experience.
Yeah.
Well, and this one, when you're creating a character, it's like, hey, when, like, let me find an example. Let me pull up the PDF. Like, it's pretty cool, and it. Okay, character creation works. Like, if you were to, let's just say, make your character a compulsive liar, it basically, not only do you get a bonus that you can use destiny points to make people believe your lies, especially the most ridiculous, but you earn destiny points whenever your lack of honesty causes you significant problems. It's like you are, it's a lot of that stuff. It's neat. And because you have those things, and like that's the way you get a very important resource. It means that like it does not actually behoove you to pick something that somehow undoes that. Like if you picked, let's say, the Banga and as a racial quirk, it became a Banga. What is it? It's like your race is very strong, has high strength or whatever. However, they have like terrible eyesight, and a lack of accurate vision may cause you problems. And if that happens, earn destiny points. And if you were to pick something else in here that would maybe overcome that, it would mean that you would lose an ability to get that resource. So it encourages like a certain amount of failure.
That sounds like a more inspired take on something like Inspiration from 5e.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And the destiny points aren't just like fortune points from Warhammer. Like there's certain things you can do that are kind of generic, but then a lot of it is like on the specific character you made, and it's also a shared resource throughout the group. And it's a neat game. I think I would like to do one shot with it. I'm just trying to figure out what's a story.
My character's name is Sid.
No.
Why not?
Oh, is it with an S?
No, it's
SYD.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it's me, Sid Mead. I did a lot of concept art for Blade Runner.
I'm gonna be called Sir Tabernacle.
I've already done that character.
Wait,
well,
did
listen.
I name the character Tabernacle?
Yes, that was one of your characters in DCC.
Oh, right. I run out of weird ideas.
It's okay. I still have a character gimmick that I have not used. Basically, I made a character for a very short-lived Pathfinder group that I still want to use in another group because I liked him. So I made a human witch whose name was Ernest Zygag. And he was a weird old creepy hippie who lived in a wagon outside of town and called himself an alternative arcanist. He's like, listen, man, I can hook you up. You know, what they won't tell you in these fancy wizard schools is actually, it's more pure if you take the Drake root directly from as a smoking inhalant.
It's good for your sinuses, and also if used correctly, it's an aphrodisiac.
Now,
Let's talk about fantasy hemp.
Listen, I can hook you up with some pipe weed. I need you to know that, listen, don't worry about the snake. He's just my familiar. He won't bite you unless I tell him to. Or he thinks you look good. But yeah, so he was that. But that Pathfinder group lasted literally 3 weeks.
You said 2 sessions?
Yeah, 2 or 3 sessions. And literally our first major encounter in that group was against a harpy that cast Obscuring Fog. And if you know anything about Pathfinder, you know that percentile mischances are a real fucker early on, right? Before you get like blind fight or something. So it was that entire mechanic, and he was doing part of this was he was doing this for his girlfriend, who he then married. And it's like, imagine this being your first exposure to tabletop RPGs. Is just like this 8,000 hour combat round. This was also the GM who, when I asked other players what their HP was, he said that's metagaming. That's metagaming. You can't ask them their HP. You have to make a perception check.
Oh, okay, that's where you lost me.
Yeah, no, to be clear.
Like, if you want to have the character, if you want to say, like, oh, the characters have to, like, ask, like, like, are you doing
I am
okay?
severely wounded.
Yeah, like, that's, I would be willing to tolerate that, but, like, I don't like metagaming, but, like, that's not metagaming. At some point, that's just, like,
That's
I'm
just
sorry, I
playing
missed
the
thing.
fucking game.
Also, if you're doing a combat anything, like, going, like, okay, now also, like, narrative continuity is important, and, like let's make
Also,
sure
I can cast Cure Light Wounds. I'm the one person in our party who can. It's kind of important. So yeah, needless to say,
Sounds like a fun game.
yeah, no, I don't talk to him anymore. Or rather, we were never great friends. It was very much like, I don't know, this guy from work, he's kind of obnoxious, and his
We have a
music
shared
play...
interest, I guess.
Yeah, his music playlist at work is literally just JRPG and anime themes.
See, that's either a very good thing or the worst.
Do you know how... there are like 20 anime... There are 20 Naruto openings, right?
Yeah, I guess that seems about right.
I mean, better than the fuckers who... The guy... The adult Disney man who I worked with, who was in the animation program and
So
really
I
wanted
need
to work
post
for
this in
Disney.
Discord.
Okay.
Yeah, continue with your story.
And would sing would play Disney songs loudly on his phone.
I knew somebody like that when I worked at Boeing.
And
That's
he
how I
also,
first heard the rock song in Moana.
hey, there's nothing fucking wrong with Moana.
Alright. So I put it in the
It's fine.
assorted memery. A woman rode Splash Mountain because they are now closing it down before they reopen it themed to Princess and the Frog, and she says, the ride I named my daughter after, right before it gets shut down. I'm so sad. So she named her child Splash Mountain.
That's when they call CPS.
Yeah.
And they take your child away from you, I think.
That's. I mean, when you're doing a character, when you name your child that, like, okay, cool. All you're doing is ensuring that there's going to be a point when this child is an adult, where they're going to have to spend an afternoon
Explaining
or whatever,
or they are going to legally
changing
change their name when they're 18.
that's what I meant. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, you're just causing busy work for your child.
You're ensuring that your kid will be bullied forever. But yeah, he was not good at reading social cues.
Also cool, even if they can't even abbreviate, because then their name is S&M. Like, yeah. Like, you know, you sometimes hear somebody's like, oh, I go by TJ, and, like, don't ask me my real name. Like, because, like,
Yeah.
it's something bad. Or it's just
or
like,
it's
it's a
just
guy.
like-
Like, for some reason, like, they're both girl names. Why'd they do this to me? That kind of thing. They're like, that. There's no way out of it. Splash Mountain.
Don't
Reminds
talk to
me
me
of
or
the,
my son Splash Mountain Johnson ever again.
The entire situation reminds me of the Hourglass's This American Life radio program about the woman who was named Marijuana Pepsi, and she went on to, like, become a professor. And she's like, yeah, I'm not changing my name, but also the big plot reveal is her mom named her that because she knew when I looked into your eyes as a child, I knew you could persevere, so I wanted to give you an extra push to always persevere through hardness and hardship.
I'm sure that's the reason your child wanted to become a university professor.
Is this like how that Freakonomics bit where a guy named his sons Winner and Loser, and one of them ended up in jail, and the guy named Loser became a successful, like, adult?
Why do people experiment with their kids? Okay, so this is something I want to bring up because you guys don't like Dave Chappelle.
I think he seems like a mean-spirited individual.
Yes, he's. Turns out like maybe taking your money, going off, and then basically isolating yourself from the world might lead to you changing.
Yeah.
Or yeah, but anyway.
You know, if he had just done that, where it's like I made my television show, it kind of fucked me up inside, and now I'm just gonna walk away from the industry.
That's too bad. That first one he did when he came back is one of the hardest I've ever
good.
laughed in my entire life. But everyone past it is just like getting worse and worse. And then
fuck.
what's he getting into now? But no, regardless. At some point he did a bit where he talked about how he put one of his children in public school and the other one in a private school because he was curious to see how that would like affect them. And you're like, what? Oh, cool! You're just giving one child.
I love when people use their
opportunity.
children for social experiments.
Yeah.
Like the
It's
people
not even.
who named their kid, who basically only spoke Klingon to their kid.
And it's not even like his kids are like of wildly different ages. Like if it was like, okay, yeah, the kid I had really early went to public school because I couldn't afford it. Like that's a different thing. It's like no, they're only like a few years apart or something. It's fucked.
Yeah, no, don't.
Awful.
Hi,
Terrible.
hello.
Don't do
Your
that.
children are not social experiments.
Yeah, it's like cool. You're ensuring that one of your kids is probably gonna hate you, and his brother.
And they'll probably both hate you.
Yeah. Hopefully, the best case situation is they band together against you.
You know, I survived public school.
Same.
You know,
I working at minimum wage shop, early 30s. No, I mean above.
the one that it's like you're really just a monster is when Elon Musk was talking about like, yeah, I have a child who's trans. She cut me out of her life. You know, you can't win them all. Kind of like business. It's like, fucking what the fuck?
He's a rich guy. He probably has multiple.
Also, he's a sociopath.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm saying that's
he
why
learned
he's
that
like-
from his father. Don't worry. Because
It's like gerbils eating their excess children.
you know how Elon Musk is a real piece of shit?
Yes.
What if I told you his dad is probably a worse human being? Also, his dad just had a child with his girlfriend, who is like 23. Keep in mind that Elon Musk's dad is in his 80s.
Surprised they're still kicking down there.
Yeah, making apartheid, apartheid emerald mine money. Although I believe the Musks were part of the anti-apartheid party in South Africa. This is
They get paid.
yeah.
Oh, it's a kart racer now.
Yeah.
I thought you said this was better.
No, at this point, this is almost as bad. Or rather,
Brandon,
I
what
think
if
I
instead-
might be on tilt also because it's late.
Yeah. Brandon, what if you played the two different versions of Ace 4 instead of this? Or
You
Ace
mean the
2
three?
versions? Yes, because there's 3 of them.
Because
Well, I think there's 4 because they remade Master of the Sun on the PS2. I'm just saying, what if you did a thing that you might actually enjoy?
I mean, I still want to play Lacrimosa of Dana
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
because people love that game. Or I could finish
No, but I was-
Monstrum Nox.
I was a little saddened when I was like, oh yeah, that game's already like several years old as well. Fuck. East 8 is already several years old.
East 9 also several years old. It just
several.
came out here in 2021. But
Few years old.
yeah. East 9, you're basically the fucking Power Rangers.
Sure.
You're Super Sentai, basically.
I don't even try to understand the chronology of that story anymore. There was a point where it was actually going at it like, okay, this leads to this, which leads to this, and at some point,
East
I have
9
no idea.
starts with Adol going to jail because they're like, hey, the Romans they're not happy about the things you did in the previous East games. And
Oh, you mean the ROMs? The
yeah.
ROMs.
And you literally are like, one of your answers to the interrogation lady is literally like, I did it to save the world. And she's like, yeah, sure. But there's no evidence of that. There's only evidence of you doing this. It's a very good opening.
I think 8 comes after 9, chronologically, because I've heard that apparently the prison city is mentioned a bunch. Like that they just got away from it or something.
Huh.
I've
Who
heard
knows?
something similar, but I don't know for sure.
And then East 10 looks like it's going to be some sort of seafaring adventure.
Sure. Yes. He has been on a boat multiple times. They've just never actually shown gameplay.
And the idea of, I don't know, an East game on PS5 sounds A-okay to me.
I wonder if they're going to bring back Geese. Or that one female character, I can't remember that he square rendered for the...
I just want my homie Dogi, you know?
Yeah. Or Foggy.
Or Foggy.
Foggy was okay.
Oh, fuck you! God! Sorry.
Brayden, I'm going to say you have one more attempt.
Yep.
And then you need to go to bed.
Yeah.
It's 10:30 where I'm at.
Yeah. No, it's in fact late. But
And I'm going to say this is last attempt regardless. Not like last a real attempt or whatever. Just the last attempt.
thanks everyone for watching.
Is it already over?
Actually,
I just
no.
got to it.
I'll do it when I get game over. Because I might finish this level. Oh, I finished the level.
Great.
Alright, well now I need to beat the boss, right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Sure.
You collected 1 moon token, but there were 3.
It doesn't matter. I don't need it. It does not matter.
Oh, that's good. Hey, you got Secret Illustration 8.
What?
Proud
Oh,
of you.
never mind. Thanks everyone for watching.
Is that the end of the game?
No, I still have to do the other
Oh.
bits, the other acts. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll finish this tomorrow or some. Actually, probably not tomorrow, because tomorrow I have class. And maybe I'll be tired, but if not. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching, and remember, Sonic the... Dogi is your friend. He can break through walls.
He has blue hair,
He has blue hair,
as opposed to red.
as opposed to red. And he's your friend. Bye.